Saints lose Derek Carr to their dog shit offensive line. They blow a 17-point road lead and give up 18 unanswered points to lose 18-17 at Green Bay. What did I tell y'all about this offensive line for the New Orleans Saints? What did I tell you guys actually had to happen so the Saints could get to the point of where they needed to be? What'd I tell you? That they had to protect Derek Carr. They had to give Derek Carr time. And because they didn't do that, now our quarterback is hurt. And it's like, can we catch a break? Literally, 2019, Drew Brees thumb injury right after the no call. Teddy goes in, goes 5-0. Blessing from the gods there. 2020, Drew Brees got hurt again. He gets crushed because Cesar Ruiz absolutely whiffs. Jameis and Taysom come in, and they're Jameis and Taysom. 2021, Jameis tears the ACL after going 5-2 in Sean Payton's last year. 2022, Jameis gets hurt again. We shuffle through it. 2023, Derek Carr, and now he's hurt. I have a picture here for how many starting quarterbacks the New Orleans Saints have honestly had since Drew Brees has left. You want to know how the Saints are doing since Brees has left? Trevor Siemian has 4 starts. Taysom Hill has 5 starts. Ian Book has 1 start. Jameis has 10. Andy Dalton has 14. And Derek Carr has 3. What did I tell y'all about this offensive line? You're giving up a sack a quarter. 12 sacks given up on the year. 4 sacks a game given up. Y'all know walking into this game, we were the only team in the NFL with 3 receivers in the top 35 of receiving yards, right? This is one of the best receiving trios we've had in a while. Michael Thomas is staying healthy. Rashid Shaheed was a steal. He's like our Tyreek Hill. And we've got Chris Olave, who is very versatile as well. It's almost like, in a way, if DA and Pete Carmichael could get their shit together, that we could have our own Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. I'm not reaching for the stars because those are 2 one-of-a-kind players, but the speed of Olave and Shaheed is definitely something that you kind of utilize in a similar way. I told y'all about this offensive line, and unfortunately, I am stupid as hell for thinking that this actually wouldn't lead to a Derek Carr injury. I mean, really, considering how much time Derek Carr didn't have, he was pressured on 50% of his dropbacks in week 1. We saw it early on. Shockingly, Ryan Ramczyk, who was once the highest paid tackle in the league, I don't know what happened to him. Ryan Ramczyk gave it up, who's our best lineman, but not by much. Versus Drew Brees going down, getting his insides crushed because Cesar Ruiz is slipping. He just became the highest paid as well. And now you've got Derek Carr with Ryan Ramczyk slipping. 4 sacks on the day, 5 tackles for losses, 6 quarterback hits. Trevor Penning needs help on every fucking play. And to have all the resources invested in this offensive line for it to play like this. Y'all realize in the Super Bowl, and I'm going to just give y'all a perspective. This is 14 years ago in the NFL. But y'all want to know how good the Saints offensive line was the year that we won the Super Bowl? We gave up 20 sacks all year. Bushrod, Evans, names out there. Saints fans out there from the Who Dat corner, y'all know. You've been riding with the team for a long time. You remember the 2009 offensive line under Drew Brees. 20 sacks given up all year. We've already given up 12. Carr took 3 of them in this game. Jameis Winston took 1. We got to use backs and tight ends to chip and get help, and that's still falling through because if you're not Tony Jones, we can't duplicate him 3 or 4 times. He's a running back. He can produce on pass protection, but I mean, Jesus H, man. Took 3 games. Derek Carr survived 10 and a half quarters. He goes down on the first drive of the 3rd quarter. Dennis Allen, you're next, because this is a horrible loss on your resume. You want to know what the Saints did against the Packers Sunday and still lost a football game? They gave up 18 points to an NFL team in 2023. They're now 11 games in a row giving up under 20 points. You know the Saints are 6-5 in those games under Dennis Allen and Pete Carmichael? You pitched a shutout through 3 quarters. You were up 17-0. You lost a football game. You know you have over 90% chance of winning a football game when you score a special teams touchdown. You know it's been 4 years since the Saints have done that on punt return. They lost a football game. You won the turnover battle. Didn't turn the football over. You lost a football game. You had less penalties. You lost. The Saints are 6-5 in their past 11 record-setting defensive games. We can't keep going like this. This loss is familiar, too. Y'all remember this? Saints fans, ears on. 2021, you're leading at home by 11 to the Giants. Minutes to go. They force overtime and you lose. You miss a postseason by 1 game that year. 2022, you're up 13 with just over 2 minutes to play to the Bucks, and you melt. You become the Falcons, literally. Missed playoffs that year too. Bucks made it with an 8-9 record. It was the Bucks that made it. The team that we blew the lead to, it was them that made it. And then today. Excuse me, not today. And then Sunday. Yeah, the Saints lost the division last year when you were up by 13 in the fourth to the Bucks. They lost the division, which made them miss the playoffs. So now 2 seasons in a row, must-win games. And even before that, I can remember when we lost to the Falcons. I just saw my face memory pop up. A couple years ago, we mailed it into the Falcons being undefeated. The Saints are like 7-0. Falcons are like 1-6. And I'm talking smack like, oh, we're going to be 7-0. Y'all are going to be 1-7. Nah, we left that game 6-1. And I think they exited like 2-6 or something like that. So, we've had games in the past of the Saints losing them, but God, not like this, right? Not like this. For everyone out there saying it's on Jameis Winston, please put some logic into your life. Please understand that Jameis Winston and Derek Carr had identical stats and that Jameis actually got us into field goal range and Blake Grupe, the rookie, folded. You got to hit that kick, bro. Look, I'm not dragging you. It's your first big time miss. We're all looking at you like that for. You're a rookie. It's your first year, but you won't get many more misses like that without your job possibly being called on. I'll just say that, Blake Grupe. I definitely will. The coaching overall was bad in this game. Conservative offense, Dennis Allen's play calling on the defense to literally give up 18 points in the fourth quarter. But I'm sorry, it showed in this game that we cannot roll with Jameis Winston like we can with Derek Carr. We had 5 straight punts with Jameis Winston until we missed the field. And the defense got absolutely gassed in this game. They got gassed. I mean, I'll give credit where credit was due, right? Like, we're hype about the Rashid Shaheed punt return. Well, we only had 10 points under Derek Carr before he went out. Scored 16 in the home opener, 20 points last week. Where is this offense? What are we doing? I'm giving Pete Carmichael the pass walking into this year. Michael Darby's here with me on the show. I think he's still tapped in live. And he's like, bro, Pete Carmichael needs to go. I said, bro, he's been with us 17 years. Maybe it was Sean Payton. It's hard, y'all. It's really hard being a fan of a team that shows you week in and week out. Let me have a sip from my Saints cup. Let me get some wisdom. It's just hard right now. And we knew it was going to be tough after, right? But God, I didn't know it was going to feel like this, look like this, operate like this. But I guess let me take some positives, right? So Alontae Taylor, this was the Alontae Taylor game until it wasn't, right? Stepping in big for Paulson Adebo. Obviously, Marcus May was out as well. I thought he was really balling in this game until that DPI call on him I thought was kind of chippy. I'm not going to be the average Saints fan and complain about the penalties because it's 2023. Like, the refs are the refs. You got to play well enough to not let them be the next factor in the game. But he was locking everything down. I was very proud of Alontae. I'm like, damn, about to go out there and buy an Alontae Taylor jersey. Like, he was just playing impeccable defense. Dude really reminded me of CJ Gardner-Johnson out there. I mean, straight up, like, he really gave me that CJ Gardner-Johnson type of vibe, just with the energy, like he's kind of jawing. And I think that's what the team saw in him when they brought him in. I thought he showed some good potential last year. Again, Paulson Adebo out, Marcus May out. So, like, I have some reservations, right, for the loss, or I guess some excuses. I don't fucking know. It's just horrible to overall go up against. Obviously, Yadam, whatever. He looked terrible. He got picked on all game. All game he got picked on. And I'll give credit to Green Bay, right? I'll give them absolute major credit for their halftime adjustments, picking on the backup corner DB, utilizing no Marcus May, no Paulson Adebo, like really taking advantage of that. Jordan Love, again, giving a player confidence will take them places. Jordan Love now feels confident inside this Matt LaFleur offense, and Matt LaFleur has showed Jordan Love that form at that high type of level. So I've got respect for it, right? I absolutely do. I did think that DPI call on Alontae was a little chippy, a little ticky-tack, but 18 points in the fourth quarter. Jordan Love with some big throws, the touchdown run, kind of shooing the guy to the side of him. Like, I got all respect for that, man. Jordan Love looks solid so far. Packers fans should be happy as hell. Packers fans should be absolutely happy. But what I don't want to hear is the Packers did this without their two best offensive linemen. There was no Christian Watson, Aaron Jones, Jair Alexander. They've been playing hurt all season. They beat the Bears, who are the worst team in the league. They blew it to the Falcons, basically, because the Falcons' defense is good. They lose by 1 to the Falcons. And we had to lose our starting quarterback for the momentum to swing and honestly for us to just choke the game away. But the game clearly, like, we played like we had no hair on our chest after Derek Carr went out. And that is piss poor. Piss poor. It's painful. It's very painful. Very, very painful. Momentum is a hell of a thing. You get old Mo going, you flip it on its head, and that's what happened, right? Like, Derek Carr's hurt, he doesn't get up. I'm like, we already thought we overpaid him, and now he's hurt. Well, thankfully, Alvin Kamara does come back, but what's Alvin Kamara going to be without this offensive line being able to protect? We can't get any domination on the run side of the ball without the offensive line producing. We clearly can't get pass protection because we already got our quarterback hurt. Alvin Kamara thrives screen games and run game, being electric, but he's got to have the foundation of the O-line. We remember what Teron Armstead was doing for that dude on screenplays. And look at now how Teron, shout out to him in his healthy debut, able his team to put up 70 in his first game of the year. But, Teron Armstead looks great. I miss some of the former O-linemen that we had. And Derek Carr's week to week with an AC sprain. Drew Brees said back in 2014, I think he didn't practice all week. He played through it in the game and he was fine. Drew Brees was a different legend. Derek Carr has had some injuries that have been concerning. Clearly, he wasn't the same after he broke his leg, but he was a special player before then. And I think it's still a solid quarterback, right? He's week to week. We got New England. We got Jacksonville. We got Houston coming up. I know not in that exact order. Obviously, we got Tampa as well. Like, if we can maybe float until the Jacksonville game, I think we're okay. Jacksonville might be our toughest test. But again, like, you don't think the Bucs are going to rush Shaq Barrett? Devin White? Other linebacker. Devin Bush? No? Devin White? Damn, I can't remember the other linebacker. You don't think they're going to bring pressure with them? Better get it together quick, New Orleans. Trevor. I don't even want to say eyes on you, man. The eyes are already on you. Trevor Prenning, Cesar Ruiz, Hurst, Pete, Ramczyk, Doug Marrone. I got to move on. Absolutely fucking horrible. Saints lose 18-17 to Green Bay. Give up 18 unanswered points. Offensive lineman's bad. Quarterback hurt. At least he's week to week, though. All right, let's get out of the sadness.